What's up, guys? Earl at Sumo Bully Kennels. Back at you with another one. Happy Monday. Oof. So today we got another puppy. Oh my goodness. 8th puppy purchase. We're definitely going to go into it about this one and go pretty deep. Take a break from the classroom to get into something more fun. But before we do that, guys, special shouts out to Jose Miranda, who I got this puppy from that you're seeing on screen. We named her Big Bertha. Thank you to you for being my breeder, a good breeder, producing quality dogs. Also, thank you to everyone that supports our channel, watches our channel, likes and subscribes. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for the love. Shoot, if you haven't already, you already know. I'm going to ask you, shake on it. Handshake agreement. It's free for you to tap in. Boom. All you got to do is hit that bell, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Doesn't cost you a dime, right? So today, welcome to an exciting episode. Needed a break from the classroom. I just feel like maybe it's a little cumbersome or whatever. But yeah, over the weekend, we got a dog, a puppy. Just when I thought I was out of puppies, right? Or over puppies. Why did we get this dog, right? First question. Well, this would be our 8th puppy purchase. And trust me, we had plenty of girls and 2 boys on the yard. So we really did not need another puppy. We are set in what we have. However, I could not pass this one up. And I'm going to explain to you why, right? So right now we have 4 young girls on our yard, ranging from 7, 8, and 9 months. We have an adult male, Genghis. We have our young male, Kaiju. And 1 adult female, Fortuna, who we just brought in from Brazil last month. Everybody's here, and now another puppy. I thought I was over puppies and I wouldn't do it again. However, this was a must-get dog for me as a fan of the breed, of this breeding. And we're going to break it down and explain to you guys why, right? So, first of all, this is our new baby girl, Bertha. That's her on screen. Go scroll through a couple pictures here. You can see her. She's a lilac, kind of like has that grayish blue look. I love her coloring. Hopefully she stays that way. This light gray with the blue eyes, man, she looks amazing. Nice boned up girl. In fact, her sister went to Russell Young, Madhouse XL Bullies, guys, if you're familiar. So I have the sister off the chocolate girl that he picked up. And you can see her structure right here. Very nice. Very, very nice. Look at that. Muzzle, head, shoulders. And mind you, this dog is just 8 weeks, roughly. But you could definitely see the structure already. Yeah, big fan of this one, guys. Look at her. Pretty as can be. So she looks more of a lilac in this when the sun hits her. And when she's not in the sun, she looks more gray. So that's my son there posing her. Pardon the ear crop pictures, guys. She just had her ear crop. We took the cone off for you guys to be able to see her structure a little bit better. So there she is. Very beautiful. Nice movement. Very playful. Good energy. All the dogs on the yard like her. They all get along with her so far. So without further ado, let's break it down. All right. Hold on. Let me exit this screen for you guys. Pitpedia. So who is this puppy off from? Well, the sire is from Madhouse XL Bully, Rhino, who is also Blueberry Dog. Jose Miranda bred this dog a few years back. And the mom is Godiva, if you guys have been following the channel. I'm a big fan of Godiva, big fan of that girl. You could see her here, nice structure, but man, seeing her in person, putting hands on her, gives you a different perspective. She's very compact. Nice spread, good rear on her, nice top line. Good head for a girl too. Very, very beautiful. So here we go. Rhino, the mom is Godiva. Here is the chocolate tri. The father is a ghost lilac tri. And that's Rhinosaurus right here. And let's get into it about what makes this big Bertha of mine so special. And now I gotta sit 2 more years before we make magic happen. So until then, let's talk about it, right? So let's get into Gen 1. I already talked about Godiva and Rhino. So Godiva, we have 2 puppies from her last litter. So if you look at Kaiju, here, let's go to my Insta real quick. Before we go down the rabbit hole, let's see exactly what we're talking about here. Go to my profile on Insta. So right there, you're seeing Kaiju right here. There he is. There's a better picture of Kaiju. So that the girl Big Bertha we have is his half sister. Okay, you know what? I'll take you to our website. Let's do Kaiju Boy. There's Kaiju Boy. So there he is. You can see him there. I don't know why I didn't take you here to begin with. So you're seeing him. He's roughly a little over 8 months right here. Well, you could see his structure, and Big Bertha is his half sister. You can see that boy, and then our girl Snickers. You'll see her here, who's Kaiju's full sister, is Big Bertha's half sister. You see this? I love this picture of her. Just very bully, thick in the chest, thick rear, short muzzle. Nice top line on her. Just a beautiful girl right there. So that is the sister to our baby girl. So here we go. So you guys already know I'm a big fan of Godiva, Rhino. What's not to like about him, right? So here we go. Godiva is, we'll go to Gen 2, is off of Goosebump and Zoe. We'll start there. Goosebump is a Markoff son. If you look at him, he looks like Markoff. And Markoff, if you don't know, is a very good producing dog. One of those legendary dogs, right? Zoe is off of Roulette. And guess who Roulette is off of? Let me just click it for you. You guessed it. Roulette is also off Markoff. So you see what I'm saying with Zoe, she's a nice line-bred dog. We'll take you down one time to Jaeger Bomb. Right? Jaeger Bomb is off of Wonka. Bossy's Wonka. Wonka is off of Markoff. You guessed it. More Markoff, right? And if you look at Rhea on this side, you're going to see Adios is a big name. Silverback here. So you see the pads on these dogs are very deep. Right? And we're just going to go back to Godiva right here. Again, Zoe is off of HBK Roulette, who's off of Markoff. You've seen Jaeger Bomb. Goosebump, we all know, is I believe he was a first pick Markoff son too. So very good boy here on the mom's side. Let's go to the dad's side. Rhino, who is also, look, you're gonna see Roulette, right? Because Jose produced Rhino, who Russell Young has him now with Madhouse XL Bullies, but Roulette is also off of, Rhino is also off of Roulette. So you're seeing that Godiva is off of Zoe, who's off Roulette. Then you're seeing Rhino is off of Roulette, who's off of, guessed it, Markoff, right? And Rhino's father is Epic Grind Star-Lord, who is off of more Markoff. Lots of Markoff, right? So anyhow, why is this breeding so special to me is I like this line breed here that created Godiva, right? This line bred here off of Markoff produced Godiva, who I'm a huge fan of. And then you look at Rhino, who Jose also bred him, is also off of Markoff. So you got a 4-way Markoff breeding going down right here. This is as clean of a line breed as you can get. Very tightly line bred. And you can see the dogs here, right there. So I haven't seen a line breed like this in a while, or should I say ever, in terms of the bloodlines that I like. So with that said, I had to get a puppy, and the biggest debate was, should I get a boy or a girl? There's this other boy we were looking at, a chocolate boy, really nice too. I just was so torn. I think we sat on this for 2.5 weeks trying to figure out if we're going to go with a male or female. We have a lot of females. However, I made a decision based on my understanding, right? So any which way you take it on this puppy, you got Markoff 4 ways. However, to me, in breeding, the female carries 2 X's, right? And the male carries an XY. And therefore, just by the law of numbers, the female is going to throw more genes into the production. In theory, of course, right? Unless the male really throws his look. However, which way are you going to throw it? Back to Markoff? You see what I'm saying? So if Rhino throws off the puppy, that comes off of Starlord, comes off of Markoff. Same thing with Roulette. If she throws anything off Godiva's side, well, you can throw off Goosebump, which is Markoff, or Zoe, who's off of Roulette, who's off of Markoff. So I don't care which way you point the gun, it's going in the same direction, is what I'm trying to tell you. And so when you get a 4-way line breed like this, guys, takes time to do this. You know, to do this, you're at least 4 to 6 years in the making, creating all these dogs in order to breed them, to produce, you guessed it, the dog that we have. Here she is again. So the colorings were chocolate or lilac. And to be honest, they all look good. I just went with lilac because I do have a lot of chocolate on the yard already. It's the only reason well, not the only reason, I would say. It was between her chocolate sister, or a chocolate male. Very difficult. I didn't want to skip out on this breeding, even though I'm loaded up with dogs already. There really was no point in me getting another dog. But man, you see what I'm looking at, right? Look at this breeding. Look at this line breeding. As a breeder, I appreciate the work it takes to really put your mind to creating this right here. Because look at Rhino, man. He's an impressive boy. Big boy, too. I think he's like 145. If you go on Madhouse XL Bullies page, Russell Young, you'll see him. He's a big boy. Thick boy, too. Nice. But he, that's what you get when you're throwing, a nice line breed. You are keeping your consistency in your soup. And so we looked at roughly 3, and you can go 1 gen down to see. If you guys don't know who Markoff is, well, you can see it's going to be all the same ones anyway. So Corleone Kennels King. It's just certain dogs that just always show up in pedigrees, right? Because they're good producers. And the only one I don't think we didn't look at HBK's Bella. So let's look at Bella real quick. It's a beautiful, structured, muscled up dog there too. Ooh, look at the dogs on this side, right? Look at Dexter. Ooh, nice dog. You got the unstoppable juggernaut, muscled up dog right there. So anyhow, there it is. So roughly 3 to 4 gens. This is why I bought her. And she happens to be half brother to my boy, Kaiju, and half sister to my girl, Snickers. And you can see how they're turning out at 8 months. Little over 8 months. And so I kind of had to get another puppy, even though I was puppied out. All right, so what makes this pup important to me, is that the same blood that I'm working with, she has a lot of heavy concentration. So if you look at, let's see, understanding that foundational blood to work with, okay? So I'm going to send out for her embark, all right? I'm going to order an embark today. Just got her this weekend, guys. I expect her COI, right? Her COI to be 25 or higher. And let me explain why. So you guys have already seen like Kaiju and Snickers. They're sitting around 13 and 18% on the koi. And now this girl is a four-way line-bred dog. I mean, I'm expecting her to be 25 or higher, maybe even 30, guys. But I'm sure it's not going to be below 20 or 22, 100%. So because she is tightly line-bred, you know, it gives me a lot of freedom and flexibility, right? To really take her to an outcross male. A lot of these males that we do like out there, for example, like you guys know which males I like, but I'll go over some names like Top Gun, Johnny Bones, right? Zippo, Klaus, right? Smash, Loso, and many, you know, there's others that I also like. Oh, I like Champion Ducey, Ducey. Oh, I like that boy. That boy is nice. I can't wait. I'm gonna hit you up, brother. I'm gonna need some of that juice. All these names I'm talking about here, I'm not just talking. When I'm ready and my girls mature, I will. These are the boys that I mentioned, and these are the boys I will be using, guys. So with that said, when you have a tightly line-bred girl like this, who's you know, the consistency's already there, now you could have fun and take her to something else, right? Because the consistency's already there. Now you just want to see what kind of freak you can make when you outcross her. That is a key to a program, is line breeding and keeping your blood tight so that you can take it out to something else and create something better. Big picture, right? Big picture for the Yardist girl. She has the genotype blood we're working with. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. And in fact, she's super line bred. You know, he would have caught me at the right time. I would have bought 2 or 3 girls from this litter, and maybe even a male, to be honest with you. I just have a lot of dogs already. But this, man, I'm a super fan of this breeding. And I went over the pedigrees in a Pitpedia, guys, so you understand why. Her pet is locked in. Man, very well bred, very well thought out litter, right? To think ahead, understanding, you know, staying true to a line that you like, and producing amazing dogs, man. That's why I gave a shout out in the beginning of this video to Jose Miranda. Guys, show love to your breeder. You know, I'm a breeder, but I also have a breeder, right? I didn't plant these dogs and pull them out of nowhere. They came from somewhere. And if they came from somewhere, well, then I did my research and planning in order to bring in that blood and appreciate the people who are out there mixing so that I can take a piece of it and mix myself. 1 second here. Where was I? Okay. Let's take a moment to discuss how a solid program works, right? And all this ties in with buying our girl Bertha. You know, line breeding, outcrossing, that's important, right? If you have very nice line-bred girls in productions, then you can outcross them to produce a hyper type of dog, something different. And that's the beauty of when they say that outcross vigor, right? Man, you add 2 things, and if they just hit and click, you're there. Because the reality is, you have a mom and a dad, right? The puppy is going to pull from either or. You know, and you'll also see that anything from the grandparents' side push through. And that's why I really look at the pets before I make a purchase and make sure that that blood makes sense on my yard for the look I'm trying to achieve and the consistency. Establishing your look, right? Establishing consistency. Now, scatterbred dogs are nice, guys. I'm not crapping on scatterbred or outcrossed, you know, truly outcrossed dogs, like an outcross upon an outcross upon an outcross. But they're harder to replicate and duplicate, if you see what I'm saying. So if you have a 8-way scattered bred dog and he's not throwing his look because his koi is so low, how do you reproduce that dog? How long is it going to take you to reproduce that dog, right? Because you're going to have to take that dog back to something in its family tree. And if you look at, you know, an outcross or a very scatterbred dog, he's going to look like something from his background. And so you got to take it back to that, whatever feature or trait it is that you like, in order to establish some baseline, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. It's crazy, man. It's really getting a bead on your trademark as a breeder, right? And understanding that look, that whatever it is you're producing, the head, the color, the high leg, giraffes, whatever you're making, understand how you got it, and how to keep it consistent. And that's a big thing for me, right? See, where are we now? Okay. Let me summarize this purchase, guys, before we get into a couple other things that I want to touch base on. This episode brings me there. This is a killer acquisition for our yard. Maybe in 16 months, 18 months, you'll ask me, and this might be the best girl on our yard, to be honest. She has that blood and the potential to do so. Though things can never be truly guaranteed, right? This is as close to it as you can get that you can actually bet on. If you guys know a line breed like this, a 4-way line breed like, man, do me a favor, comment and shoot me the link on Pitpedia. I'd love to see it and what dog they're actually following, right? For example, Maki is a loosely line bred girl. Her koi is 19%, right? Kaiju, he's an outcross. He's 13. He still has a 13% koi. Snickers outcross, 18% koi. Our girl Katana off of Lily and Klaus, 11%. That's an outcross, right? And Hershey's 9% koi. She's an outcross. Amazing dogs, right? But here's the thing. It's understanding the blend of koi breed dog will guide you in making your decisions, right? So if I have a girl that is an 11% koi, can I outcross her? Sure. What am I going to get? Not sure. Depends on the koi of the father. So for me, I bought, like, for example, a dog like Katana with a lower koi. I like Klaus and I like Lily. I like Whopper. Lily's Whopper's sister. So naturally for me, I would take her back to something that I'm a fan of. What am I trying to get back and infuse, right? Common denominators in pedigrees and generations tie in your program, guys. They really do. Otherwise, why would we even look at a pedigree? It's the truth. In breeding, you trace dogs, you look at them, and you have to invest the time to go into it and dig into it. To be honest, those are going to really help you make your decision on acquisitions, as well as make decisions in breeding and pairings. It's a big one, guys. Very important, right? So question is, what and where are you trying to pull from in a pedigree and why, right? The bigger question is why and for what? So as a person that's either acquiring or breeding, the follow-up question to that is how. And that's why I'm a big fan of this breeding. What did he do? He produced Rhino, right? Jose produced Rhino. After he line bred some more, guess what? He took his line breeds back to his original line breed. And that's the dog that I got. You understand? That's a double line breed dog. Probably took him 6 years to do it, or whatever. 4, 5, 6 years to do it. But that's sticking to your mission statement. That's sticking to what you're committed to. And not just, scatter breeding and just continuously outcrossing and not knowing what you're, you can produce some nice dogs, but can you replicate and duplicate that same structure is my thing in every color if you wanted, right? In every suit, as they say. So all dogs have value, guys. It's really up to us as breeders. We can make a dog shine in our program or not. It's how well you manage your dog's breeding career, right? So with that said, there is no bad pairing when it comes to dogs. It's really about the lack of planning and vision from the breeder. Sorry, not sorry. But that's really what it is, right? So take a moment to ask you guys some questions, right? Number one, if you're buying a pup, why are you buying a pup? Question, right? Are you getting a male or female? Are you buying that pup from that breeder because of price? Is that what it is? Are you buying because of color? Are you buying because it's a big name kennel? You're joining the popularity contest and you assume that that dog will turn out because it comes from a bigger name kennel and provide value for you. Listen, pedigrees, quality of dogs hold a standard, right? But no one can guarantee you absolutely that a dog will turn out 100% correct, perfect, clean, and all the things we want. If you want that, well, the only way to guarantee that is for you to buy a 2-year-old dog, to be honest. And I've done that too. So I'm not sitting here trying to preach to you on something I've never done. I bought an adult dog. You guys know it, Fortuna. 2 years old, ready to go. And she's locked in. She's not going to change anymore. Her structure's set. And I purchased an adult, and I'd probably do it again, to be honest. Nothing wrong with it, guys. So, it's... the other thing too, and this one's going to hurt some people, is that are you buying from a real breeder or a hack? What do I mean by that? So, generally speaking, a real breeder has a look and a vision, and you're going to see the pedigrees of his dogs follow a certain way, right? He may play and mix and sprinkle, but he always goes back to his baseline, right? Because that's his trademark look, or her trademark look. A hack is a person that'll buy a dog, breed it to another dog, and sell puppies. Breed that girl to the next male and sell puppies, right? And when she's done, she's done. He doesn't keep none of his own productions. He just gets another dog to breed. There's no mission statement in his breeding program, right? He's just breeding dogs to sell dogs, which, hey, that's a value position, right? For someone who just wants a pet dog. What I'm saying is a breeder's breeder, right, is a person that has an established look on a yard and an established bloodline, or at least most of their blood carries a certain blood that they like. That's what they got into it for. That's what they want to produce. That's what I'm considering a more legitimate breeder, right? Let's use a better word, because all breeders are real if you're breeding, right? So in essence, you're not fake because you exist. You're real. So let's call it a more legitimate breeder. Really is dialed in on a certain blood and look and how they're trying to tweak and improve that. To whereas a hack breeder is just scatter breeding for the most part. Doesn't really care for an established bloodline or look. Probably, doesn't keep on your own best productions, at least, to say. And it's revenue driven, which, you know what? Hey, who am I to judge, right? If that's what people want to do, then so be it. So that's really, in my own interpretation, what the difference is between a true legitimate breeder, what I would call a breeder's breeder, versus what I would consider a hack breeder. For what it's worth, guys. Why would I buy a puppy or dog? Well, you already see. I'm looking for structure, right? Not color, not anything else. Number one for me is structure. And how do I lock in that structure? I look at the bloodline and the pedigree, right? Because if I got the parents are apples, the parents' parents are apples, and the parents' parents' parents are all apples, well, I'm not going to get an orange, man. Very unlikely, to be honest. But if I take that apple, that 8th generation apple, and mix it with an orange, then I got a Snapple. Another reason why I would buy from somebody, right? Consider this. So I went over structure and I went over bloodline. I would buy from somebody. Availability. Okay, listen to this. This is very key, guys, if you want to breed. I would buy a puppy from somebody, a breeder, where I can look at his blood and I have availability and access to uncles, cousins, half brothers, grandfather, even half siblings, for the importance of line breeding and maintaining my consistency. So if I buy a killer dog, right, let's just say I buy this killer dog, looks amazing, right? And now I want to, maybe on her second breeding, take her to a nice line breed, but I have no access to anything related to her that's not, that's not distant, let's just say. Then that's the end of the road for that blood. I can't line breed that back and keep something off and keep my consistency. Does that make sense? And so purchasing, a puppy from what I would call a breeder's breeder allows me access. Hey, who has what? Who has this? Do you have any half brothers, half sisters, uncles? Where can I touch them? Can I get a hold of them? Is the juice available, the male juice available? If I got a girl, for me to get that back, right? And that's very important for line breeding, guys. It saves you a lot of time. It'd probably save you 2-3 years versus producing and line breeding your own dogs. Is somebody who's bred so well that within our community you have access to something, a piece of that, which would keep your consistent look in your program, right? I say these things because I know what my vision is as a kennel, all right? And with that said, I know exactly what I'm shopping for. Know exactly what you're shopping for, and who has it. How available is it to you? That's planning and preparation, right? I always go about these business plans and telling you guys about having your overall vision in place and really allowing your time to think. These are all the things I'm talking about. Anyhow, I know you guys like dog pictures, so let's go up to our girl, Big Bertha. There she is. Big Bertha, lilac. Looks kind of blue to me. Looks lilac there. Depends on how the sun hits her. Love her eyes. Healthy. Nice structure. Loving her right there. My son posing with her. I love puppies anyway. Who doesn't like puppies, right? They're crazy. They just make you happy. And looking forward for her ears to heal. Look at her. She's like, oh my God. So you can see she's out here with our bigger dogs now who were puppies. So they like her. They tolerate her. They let her bite on them and stuff like that. It's really cute. This is a funny picture right here. I'll blow this one up a little bit. So yeah, guys, got another puppy. And I was like, I don't need another puppy. But what made me do it? Everything I told you right there is what made me do it. Because, I thought to myself, right? I was just like, if I don't get this puppy, I'm going to, a year from now, I'm going to kick myself in the ass for not doing it. And then I can't rewind time and be like, well, who has that dog, right? It was tough, though. It was tough because I do have a lot of dogs already, and I'm pretty much set with the blood I have. However, I didn't buy, another dog with different blood that's not part of the blood I already have and planning to mix. And I just love that 4-way line breed, guys. 4-way line breed. Did you see that? Did you see it? I had to. I was like, man, Gosh, did I cover everything with this girl? I believe so. There she is again. Really liking her. I hope she stays this color right here with these blue eyes. Because I feel like there's some fawn peeking through right there. You can see it. But yeah. This is a Markoff on Markoff on Markoff on Markoff on Markoff dog. So if you guys don't know who Markoff is, a legendary dog. Some notable names that Markoff produced is Wonka off of Bossy. Wonka is off of Markoff. Goodbar is off of Wonka. Need I say more, right? So we'll just leave it at one example. But anyhow, I went Markoff crazy. So I'm like, you know what? Gotta get this dog. I was like, if I don't get her, I won't forgive myself for not getting her. What do you do? Get another puppy. So anyhow, there he is, guys. Big Bertha. If you guys are looking for puppies, man, I know it's easy to get wrapped up in looking at him and so cute. And man, understand what you're trying to do with that dog first, then do your research before you make a purchase. Okay, that would be my tip. That's how I do it. You know, they may help you in making decisions once you understand what you're gonna do. So with that said, guys, Earl Sumo Bully Kennels. If you haven't already done so, like, subscribe, one way or the other. Either way, tap in, guys. Show some love. I'll catch you guys on the next one.